Good morning, East Castle Place. How is everybody doing? Alright, so welcome to this edition of Coffee with Tyler. Hope you have your favorite cup of joe or favorite tea or whatever your drink of choice is today. Mine's obviously an iced coffee. On this Coffee with Tyler, join me in the sip. Alright. Coffee. Just the simple things of life that are so enjoyable. Little fun fact, I enjoy coffee. I drink too much probably of the coffee. My coffee of choice is always iced coffee. And it's always iced coffee with some peppermint in that. And that's on my way into work, or I stop at the Webster and Downer Starbucks. I was sharing, we had a group of orientees yesterday. And I always go through hospitality and how we expect the hospitality, excuse my phone, how we expect the hospitality to be performed or provide the services here at East Castle Place. And I always mention, you know, customer service versus hospitality, and I always mention my Starbucks experience. You can get Starbucks anywhere, right? They're on every corner almost. But the one I always go to is the one on Webster and Downer. And it's twofold. One, it makes me think I drink too much coffee because when I walk in, they know my name, they know my drink of choice, they say good morning, and it's a nice exchange. It really gets me going, and I do that every Friday. It's my Friday treat. Otherwise, I bring in some coffee from home, or I take the coffee from the kitchen. Yeah, always a nice coffee and a couple shots of peppermint in there. So, that's a little fun fact as we get started here on Coffee with Tyler. So, alright, so on to the facts of the matter. Alright, the state of the castle, which is next week. You'll be hearing from the director team. Please submit your questions. Maureen will have the flyers in the mail rooms for you to submit your questions, and we'll answer them appropriately. With that being said, we have a COVID-19 update for you. So, last week on the Coffee with Tyler, I mentioned that we had one employee test positive for COVID-19. This individual is asymptomatic. The individual is fully, did not experience any symptoms during that time period. He was, they were gone for the full 14 quarantine days, and everybody's tested negative since then. So we went back and did our contact tracing to residents, as well as staff members that may have been in contact with the individual. And I'm fortunate to tell you, and as of today, all tests that were returned, as well as the tests that we did in the next phase, so myself included was tested, were all negative. So great news there. And it's all because we're taking the proper protocols and safety in place. So again, CDC guidance and the guidance from everyone, I'm sorry, not everyone, the CDC and state departments are masks. And so you saw this week the Milwaukee County put in place the mandate mask ordinance. And so again, I need to dive into that deeper, but I do know that masks are a necessity. They continue to be a necessity here at East Castle Place. That hasn't changed. That's not going to change. So you need to wear your masks when you're out in your common areas and when you're socializing from a social distance within 6 feet, outside in your exterior courtyard visits. These masks continue to prove time and time again through all studies our best defense. And so again, for those of you that just a quick demonstration again, you need to wear it over your nose. Under your nose doesn't really do anything. You're getting the capillaries and the droplets, so to speak, in there. And of course this, why are we even wearing masks, right? This doesn't do anything for us. So again, this doesn't help. This doesn't really help either. This is the best way, preferable way. Cloth masks, again, are recommended. I know that they're sometimes painful. I know that sometimes it's tough to hear me, hear each other, but as soon as we go like this, we're kind of defeating the purpose of the mask. So again, I ask you to make sure that we're doing that. and we go from there. So again, but I want to reassure you that all residents that were traced back to who may have been in contact with the individual were COVID negative. So all tests came back negative. All the employee tests that we did last week as well, another 20, 25, also returned negative. So again, we're trending in the right direction. But with the asymptomatic employee, we did delay moving into the next phase of relaxing the restrictions. Again, we relaxed the restrictions based on approval from LCS as well as the approval from the Board of Directors. Again, we delayed that. We were going to start this week, next week, with some of those relaxing restrictions. We were going to open up the general store. We were going to allow some group sizes of 20. We were going to move towards, some dining options, probably in the beginning of August. Those have also been delayed. So everything's been delayed. The reason for that, again, I just want to proceed with continued caution. And I hope you can understand that. I hope you can appreciate that. So again, group sizes of less than 10 that are sanctioned by East Castle Place on the calendars. I know that there's been discussions about some social types of gatherings in the hallways. Again, I'm not going to encourage those. Again, we want to protect ourselves, and the best protection is, again, limiting those interactions, making sure that we're only doing the essential visits, things of that nature. Exterior courtyard visits are still available. If you do want to have a gathering or something of that nature, please look to an exterior area. Again, doesn't necessarily affect the inside of East Castle Place. The droplets are better able to be dispersed, etc. So again, please continue to look at the calendars of activities from Laura and from the Community Life Services team. Thank you again for the Castle Connections. Keep those going. They're incredible. Please continue to submit. Wonderful stories have been coming out. I know a few of you are pen pals. I think Joe Schmidt did a story in the Castle Connection about her pen pal. Absolutely awesome. Thank you for doing that. Again, thanks to Laura for creating some of those unique connections that we're having, but they're so appreciated. So again, thank you for that. Again, I don't want to diminish the fact or make anybody think that this is done. COVID-19 is over. If anything, you've watched the news, you know what's happening. You've seen the increased cases of positive COVID testing throughout Wisconsin, throughout the United States. And so, again, we need to I guess, weather the storm. And again, that's where these masks come so incredibly key. We need to continue to fight this. Again, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon, this is not over. It doesn't look like it's going to be over in the foreseeable future. We need to continue taking precautions. We need to continue following those precautions. So again, if you have questions, if you have concerns, please send me a note. Please send me an email. Stop down by my office and we'll chat. So again, I want to make sure everybody's comfortable, but at the end of the day, you need to do what's best for yourself. And again, what my responsibility, I feel, that is taking care of the greater community. If there's something that you're not comfortable with, by all means, let me know. And then again, take precautions yourself. So if you're not comfortable going to the store, utilize the grocery service that we have. If you aren't comfortable going to the salon, by all means, don't go to the salon. If you don't feel that going down to the fitness center or pool is for you, by all means, do not do that. Talk with Laura, talk with Willie. They'll give you some exercise programs that you can do in your home. So again, we want that at your discretion. At the same time, I know that the socialization and the emotional state and things of that nature is also important. So again, there is no black and white in this COVID-19. There's always a bit of a gray area. And again, that's why we have the exterior courtyard visits. That's why we have some of the things in place that we do. Again, trying to provide some normalcy, but also precautionary. Your safety and health is still paramount. that hasn't lost focus, that hasn't lost anything that we've been doing, any of the decisions we've made. So please just continue to stay safe, continue to be transparent with us in any of your symptoms that you may have. Stay put if you do have symptoms. Let Teresa Jenkins know, let the front desk know. Teresa's out for the rest of this week. By the way, if you see Teresa Jenkins on Monday morning, wish her a happy birthday. It's her birthday on Sunday, caveat. But please continue to let us know what your symptoms are. We're here for you. We want to continue monitoring and managing this to the best of our ability. With that also being said, we are starting testing. If this airs on Thursday at noon, the first round of testing should pretty much be completed. We're doing the water tower, first floor, and the historic building. The reason for that is we still have to do employee testings as well as the testing supplies we have to manage. So again, we're working with a lab out in Madison, Exact Sciences. We're getting tests, we have tests, but we want to make sure we're utilizing those tests to the best of our abilities in controlling how those tests are being given out. And so that's why we had to break up the sections into two. So it's not that the Contemporary and Bradford Terrace 1 and 2 shouldn't have been tested or anything like that. You're tested next week. We just had to do a break. And because of how the buildings are labeled, Water Towers 1, Historics 2, Contemporaries 3, Bradford Terraces 4, we're doing 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So again, that's the method to the madness. I spoke with Teresa, I spoke with Ashley and Roxanne and Lindsay. The five of us kind of formulated that plan, and we're moving forward with that. So I do encourage you, it's a free test, and you'll see that in the memo as well. All this will be transpired in the memo that you see as well for that. For those of you that are wondering about our staff continue to be very strong through all of this. We continue to, they just do an incredible job for what their tasks are each and every day that they walk in through these doors. We do continue to support them. We have a mac and cheese bake-off for all staff. It's going to be a fun event with some judging and things of that nature. If you didn't know, National Mac and Cheese Week or Day was yesterday, I believe. So again, we're doing some fun things for the staff, keeping them safe. They are being very transparent with us in their symptoms. We have a whole exposure as well as algorithms for how we're defining those tests and how we're managing and monitoring our staff. And again, that's a staff piece, but I want you to rest assured that is also of paramount importance. If we don't have staff to take care of you, we are going to be pretty lost. So again, we're managing through that, we're monitoring that, and again, rest assured, every single day it's being spoken about. Every day I have a meeting with my director team to discuss COVID-19 specifically, as well as any other updates throughout the community. So again, that is the COVID-19 update for this week. I thank you all for your continued perseverance, your continued understanding, your continued patience through all of this. It's not over. You've seen the news, you've seen what's out there. Milwaukee put in the mask mandate. I know out in Dane County it's already been in place. Maureen set up in Shorewood, it's been in place. So again, nothing's changing for our community. We have that. That's not going away. That's not stopping. And to be honest, I don't know when it's going to. So continue to wear your mask in public. If I do see you without a mask, I will address you and remind you. If you need masks, I believe we still have some at the front desk. But the cloth masks, by all means, are great as well. So with that, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. All right. So just a few other updates. Anna Landis is returning next week, Monday, tentatively. The first couple of weeks she's going to play by ear, but I'm excited to have Anna back across the hallway, getting back into the East Castle Place groove after becoming a mom. I'm so excited for Anna. Anna's doing very well along with her husband Kyle, and of course their beautiful baby Wesley, growing like a little weed. you know, maybe next week we'll get a picture posted on Touchdown so that you can see Anna and the family. Their pup Cooper is doing well, I understand, as well. So excited to have Anna back in the community. The other one that I'll mention again next week, but we have Paige Yance. Paige is going to start with us July 27th, and Paige is going to be the Associate Administrator at East Castle Place. So, Paige is not, she's an employee of LCS. She is no charge to East Castle Place. So I want to make you rest assured that we didn't just add staff because, you know, I didn't want to do something. It's actually an opportunity for Paige to experience the community and to fill a leadership role, all in the hope and the want and the end goal of becoming a licensed administrator in the state of Wisconsin, and a licensed administrator for LCS. So Life Care Services, as you know, is the management company. It's who manages East Castle Place. They have what they call a professional development program. And so Paige went through a rigorous process and was selected as a PDPer, or professional development participant. And so she will join East Castle Place. East Castle Place was one of 6 communities selected across the nation to take on the mentoring of Paige, of the Associate Administrator. And that's a real honor, and you should feel honored as well, because again, we're one of 6, and they only give, so to speak, the Associate Administrators, the PDPers, a community that's very stable, that has a strong reputation, that has a fantastic resident base, so that these individuals that are new to the industry are able to understand the impact that they can have and the joy that comes from being in a community such as East Castle Place. So I know you'll give the warm welcome to Paige. Paige is a recent graduate of Luther College in I want to say Dubuque, Iowa. That's wrong. She'll correct me, but very, very bright individual, Paige, and I've had Zoom calls. She's been on conference calls, things of that nature, getting acclimated to East Castle Place remotely, and then is moving to Milwaukee. And Paige will spend a full year plus at East Castle Place. So Paige will have the opportunity to sit in meetings with me, to sit in meetings with different directors, take on different departments, work with Lindsay Vigut up in the health center, and be a leader for East Castle Place and be a part of the director team. And so Paige will office actually out of the 2nd floor near the general store. And so we have that office set up for her, and we're excited to welcome Paige. Again, she'll start Monday, July 27th. You'll hear more about that in an announcement probably next week is my thought. And then Paige will be sitting in resident meetings, coffees with Tyler. We'll probably have coffees with Paige if I'm not available. So again, we're excited to have Paige. She's going to be a great team member, very, very bright individual. Brings a ton of energy to East Castle Place and her role, and she's excited to get started. So we will welcome Paige. Unfortunately, obviously, what we would normally do with directors and new team members, we do a big gathering, and obviously we're not going to be able to do that. So I already got Paige signed up for some of those happy hours that I believe everybody enjoys. So she's looking forward to that, and those happy hours I hear are just a huge hit. And so thanks to Laura and the team for doing those. You know, again, I know it's not normal. We'd love for the happy hours to take place in a centralized location, but obviously, due to the circumstances, we're going to adjust. We're going to adapt. That's what we've been doing for the last 4 months, so we're going to continue doing it. So, and again, speaking of adjustments, speaking of any ideas that you have, let us know. Laura and the team are here for you. That's what we have. So, a couple personnel updates. A couple community updates. You've probably seen the outside. We redid some of those garden pots. KEI, our landscaping company's done that. There's a tree in the middle of the garden, of the resident garden, by the way. Again, I know I gushed last week on the resident garden, but man, oh man. Beautiful, beautiful garden. Thank you to all the garden committee members and people that are taking care of that garden. Wow. But that tree, it's a pine tree in the middle that we planted last Arbor Day. That's actually going to get removed and replacing one of the gecko trees that's in the gazebo courtyard. So that'll happen next week. And so again, it's because that tree is growing quickly, and so maybe not be the best space for that. And so KEI believes that they'll be able to transplant that successfully, replacing a tree that's, you know, dead in the gazebo area, and we'll hopefully fill that space up very nicely. So look forward to that next week. So nobody's stealing a tree. We're transplanting a tree. Exterior courtyard visits, continue to call in to the front desk. Again, we're doing those Monday through Fridays. That's going to continue because we're able to have a staff member in the courtyard helping facilitate some of that. But again, we need sign-ups for that. So please continue to sign up. And again, I know that the hugging and the closeness is the first reaction, but we really need to mitigate that. We want to keep that social distance for everyone. So with that, I don't have too much else to update you on this week. You'll see a memo tomorrow reiterating a lot of the COVID-19 topics that we started with at the beginning of the program. I'm excited. Sports are looking like it might come back, although different. I know the Brewers held their scrimmage. I don't know, Mr. Huxtable, if you were able to watch that last night, but the blue and gold Brewers. So season's going to look a lot different this year. But again, we'll see how it all goes. But again, otherwise, that's what I have for you today on this Coffee with Tyler. I thank you so much for joining me, taking some time out of your day today. You know, it's incredible the interactions that I still am able to have with you all, the cheery eyes that I see, and I know the smiles are underneath those masks. Continue that. Continue to stay strong. Continue to lean on each other, support each other. Lean on your favorite staff members. Encourage your favorite staff members. Encourage all staff members. Because again, they do incredible work. I'm floored and forever grateful to be able to work around a fantastic group of individuals, to be a part of East Castle Place. It's truly an incredible blessing that I get to do and get to be a part of. So again, thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for your kind words. They mean so much. So, but again, if you have questions or concerns, let me know as well. That's what we're here for. So, again, I'm going to sign off with a sip. It's going to be hot this weekend, so get your water bottle, stay hydrated, and always stay ECP strong. All right, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day.